It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso on S3, and I told you more sporting action this weekend. We got a lot to cover, and the much-anticipated Netball World Cup is underway with the South African opening the tournament against Wales. Well, the South Africa opening the tournament against Wales before facing Sri Lanka and, of course, Jamaica over the weekend. And here to chat more about those matches is someone who has over 80 caps for the national team and played at the highest level for the best part of 10 years in the form of Adele Niemand. What an honor it is to have somebody of this caliber on the couch chatting about those Spa Proteas. Welcome.
Thanks, Cole.
I love your blazer.
Thank you.
It's just, there's national pride all over. And, of course, let's get straight into the tournament itself. We saw that first victory for the Spa Proteas, and it was absolutely remarkable. It was wonderful to see the fluidity of play. You know, you can tell the coach came in there and was just ready for fluid play, fast play, great positioning as well. We saw everything that you needed from any sort of team that is looking like you're going to win a World Cup, right? What were your thoughts on that first particular game?
Yeah, so I think we played well against Wales.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm impressed with your netball knowledge.
Oh, no, I've had to. I think the whole world of South Africa, we had to get au fait with everything. It wasn't just about W, A, and GA anymore to me. I've got technicalities down now.
That is amazing.
Thank you. You're most welcome. I'm here for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So Wales was a tough one. I think the standard of netball in general has lifted.
Yes.
Years back when we played Wales, we beat them with massive scores.
Yeah.
And now they've closed the margin as well. So I thought it was a tough game to play. I think that the ladies just settled into their combinations a bit. Norma tested out a few things.
Yes.
They had hard contest in the first game, and it gave them some confidence to settle into the tournament. So all in all, a great win. Yeah.
You could see that the management over the four quarters was wonderful because the right people were placed in the right times. And I mean, we have got some impact players over there, and we actually saw it last night in different shades. But let's go to that second straightforward victory against Sri Lanka. It looked like we were just processing, possibly even experimenting. That's how comfortable we felt in the match. What were your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, so, I mean, you always have to respect your opponents.
Yes.
I do think Sri Lanka is one of those games that you play that you get to test out a few of your moves.
Yep.
You can really settle into the day, and you can play your bench as much as you can for the mere reason that you know that the contest won't be that hard.
Yeah.
They are not a very experienced country when it comes to netball, with all due respect. So we always know that when they take court, we really just want to push a score. You know, when it comes down to goal averages, that's where you gain that. So, yeah, another easy game to get into the tournament.
Let's go Carla Pretorius, of course, 100th appearance. I mean, you got yourself 80 caps, though, but I mean, how big is that for a player to actually come into a game with 100 appearances and make an impact the way she did? What were your thoughts on Carla?
So Carla and I started playing together in Bloemfontein many years ago. So we were a killer combination. So a lot of love for Carla.
Yes.
And I mean, playing 100 tests for the country, you know, netball wasn't really one of those sports that you could earn a salary from way back when.
Yeah.
And progressively it's gotten better. So I think for Carla, she's really established herself as one of the best goalkeepers in the country and in the world. And I'm super proud of her that she was able to get to that 100 mark. We don't have many of those, and it's a true achievement.
It's a good example to set to the younger players that we have, and we've got some very promising young players, and we saw them making an impact against Jamaica, but of course, unfortunately not as much as we could have because a loss in that particular match. I'm going to ask you this question, but I mean it lightly. You know, where do you think it went wrong for us against Jamaica?
So, I mean, Jamaica is a different breed. They're very tall.
Yes.
So to manage the goal shooting circle is a big challenge. And I think we made a few crucial mistakes in the first quarter. I know of two that really didn't go our way.
Yeah.
And you give them a sniff of victory and they just run with it.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a challenge. I do think we didn't turn much ball on the defensive side, and you wouldn't because it's such a, I mean, that 192, 195.
Yes.
So you have to out-jump them. And although we short or tall as well, in terms we match them, their feeding is on point. So it's really difficult to turn ball. So you have to capitalize on all of your attacking moves to really create the opportunities for yourself.
And you could tell, there were moments where there were a lot of turnovers, so there was great work there. But of course, as soon as they get into that goal shooting circle, it just seems, impossible to stop them. That's what it felt like. However, we move on to the next phase of the tournament. What do you see happening for the Spar Proteas going forward into this next phase?
Yeah, so they've got an easier game today with Trinidad and Tobago. I do think they'll put that one in the bag. And then the big one, of course, against New Zealand.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
always.
So it's like the All Blacks taking on the box.
Exactly, it's like
it's always
yeah.
a challenge. Luckily, we're on home ground, so I think that will give us an advantage. But you need to understand the New Zealand type of play.
Yes.
I think Norma does that really well, being in Australia herself. They have a fast play, but they've also got an area defence that they employ.
Yeah.
So we just need to stick to our game plan, as we always say, but really capitalise on our opportunities, keep our centre passes, and turn as much ball as we can. I think there will be more opportunities than Jamaica, but yeah, it's always going to be a challenge.
Well, thank you so much for all of the great, experience that you've, shown with regard to this update of the Spar Proteas, and of course for your service to this country. Thank you, Adele. We appreciate you. And of course, let's continue supporting our ladies as they go into a match against Trinidad and Tobago today. And also, let's continue showing self-love, which is vitally important through a workout like this. Here's Ewan.